Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Beck. As you can tell by my background, I am at my parents' house yet again because it is fall break and that's why I'm here basically. But I thought for a kind of last minute video idea, since I didn't know if I was going to be able to make a video for this week, I figured that it would be a good idea to just show my Inktober process because I have been doing Inktober over on Instagram. This book has everything except for my second day. So it has the first one and the third one, and then I guess I'll just show you the ones I've done so far. I started doing 2 on a page, but then I realized I liked drawing smaller since they're just like concept ideas, so I put 4 on a page. So far I really like these 2 the best, and a lot of people like the cat one for freeze, but this one is my least favorite so far. I don't really like how that came out. But yeah, so we're on day 11 as of the day I'm filming this, and the prompt is snow, as you can see, and I have probably a kind of different process than most people do when it comes to Inktober, because I think most people see the word and they think they have to include that somehow, but sometimes I kind of change it up a lot and don't go with like the first thing you'd think of when you see snow. So like the first thing you think of when you think snow is probably like winter, Christmas, or Hanukkah, or just like the solstice or things like that. So I want to stray away from those and do something totally different. And another thing that I think of when I try to think snow but not in that same realm is like President Snow from the Hunger Games, and like the dictatorship that he has over that whole world and like the injustice and all of that. And we're kind of dealing with something similar to that where I live in the US, so I figured maybe I'll do something along the lines of like a dictatorship or some kind of like expressive piece. So yeah, I'm gonna just start drawing, and then I guess I'll talk as I go and speed up the parts where I'm just drawing. So I started, these are supposed to be like helmets that cover people's eyes, kind of like in SpongeBob when they have the chum bucket like prizes in the food, and then everyone is like acting all weird and the same, and they're like not being themselves. So that's what I'm trying to like get across here, is that there's like people and they have mind control helmets on, and they are, I guess they're walking. I'm not sure really what's up with them, but they're kind of being controlled in this setting here. And I guess I'll give them like frowny mouths because they don't want to be controlled. And then I need something to symbolize like the dictator or like someone behind it, I guess. So I'm gonna guess that like, whoops, maybe up here we'll have some like little shiny guy. He's supposed to be like the best, and I'll have him sit on a little throne, I guess, just to like really play it up that this is like a dictatorship and like some stuff is going down. And to give some like distance between them, I'm gonna just draw lines coming out and like expanding over here. So it kind of could also be argued that this is like the mind control happening. Like making them all walk in a straight line and be the same, and they're all sad. And so I didn't really put any like contrast in it just yet. So I'm trying to think of how I want to do that. I wanted this part to be like kind of bright to show that there's like, that's where the control is coming from, but I can darken up some of like the bottom part, maybe over here. And then we'll have like the person as the bright part. And then I think it would be really interesting to have these helmets just like entirely blacked out, because they're blocking out their like thought process, because they're mind controlled. Yeah, I don't really take these super seriously. I think it's more of an exercise to like get in the habit of drawing every day for me than it is to make a bunch of finished pieces. And I also like playing with the concepts of each of the prompts, or like what I can make out of them. So it doesn't have to be like perfect, but it's good to experiment with like contrast and stuff. Okay, and then since their heads are really like dark, I want that to be like one of the darkest parts. And I'm thinking for like their faces, I'm gonna leave them blank. And then for the shirts, maybe I'll do like some kind of like striped sideways pattern to imitate like jail clothing, or like the stereotypical like jail costume. And I'm putting a line like directly under the head because it'll help like separate the head from the outfit, basically, because it'll have more contrast over there. Yeah, I'm not being super exact, it's more just like to get the concept out. Okay, and then for the legs, I'm thinking I'll do the leg in the foreground as a kind of like gray, and the one in the back will be just like darker. So this technique where you just draw a bunch of lines in the same direction is called hatching, and it's really useful to get different values in black and white drawings, which is what I'm doing for Inktober, is just like monotone black and white, pen and ink. But I mean, it's not like fluid ink like other people might use, but I'm just using my good old Inkjoy gel pen because I like it, and there is no problem with using the things you like, especially for a challenge, because then it's trying new things. Let's see, so now I have like these lines going up and down, I have lines going this way, and I have these rays coming out. I'm thinking I'll try to make a value in every other ray that's like got diagonal lines going through it. We'll see how that turns out. And yeah, I think that turned out pretty good. It's not typical snow like you might think, but the way that I twisted the prompt, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And yeah, let's just hope that we avoid this for another year until the next election. I guess that's my PSA. Make sure you vote this year, please, so we don't end up with a President Snow again. Okay. So if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And yeah, if you have any thoughts about this or want to tell me about your own Inktober process, your materials, or if you're making like one big illustration and adding to it every day, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!